A diabetic American and a diabetic Canadian walk into a pharmacy. Same disease, same insulin, same manufacturer. The American pays $300. The Canadian pays $30. One of them will ration their medicine this month. The other won't. Only one of them lives in the richest country on earth. This is not a healthcare story. This is not a sad story about sick people. This is a story about how a legal system was quietly purchased by the people who profit from your illness, and how that purchase, made in boardrooms and back hallways in Washington, is killing Americans every single day. Insulin was invented in 1921. The scientists who created it sold the patent to the University of Toronto for $1 each. Their exact words: insulin belongs to the world, not to any one person or company. For decades, insulin was affordable. It was a medical miracle that saved lives without destroying bank accounts. Then something changed. 3 companies, Eli Lilly, Novo Nordisk, and Sanofi, gained control of 90% of the world's insulin supply. They didn't invent a new insulin. They made minor modifications to existing formulas, filed new patents, and reset the price clock, legally, for another 20 years. Between 1996 and 2016, the price of insulin in America increased by 1,200%. Not because it became harder to make. The manufacturing cost is roughly $6 per vial. Not because it became more effective. It's the same molecule it was in 1921. Because they could. Because nobody stopped them. Because the law allowed it. Here is where it stops being a business story and becomes something much darker. In almost every developed country on earth, governments negotiate drug prices directly with pharmaceutical companies. Canada does it. Germany does it. Japan does it. Australia does it. The result: insulin costs between $8 and $30 in those countries. The United States federal government is legally prohibited from negotiating drug prices. That law was written in 2003. It was called the Medicare Modernization Act, and the congressman who wrote it, Billy Towson, resigned from Congress the moment it passed and took a job as the head of PHRMA, the pharmaceutical industry's lobbying group, with a salary of $2 million a year. He wrote a law that banned the government from lowering drug prices, then collected his payment. Legally, between 1999 and 2018, pharmaceutical companies spent $4.7 billion lobbying Congress. That is $230 million every single year, buying the laws that set the prices, that fill their pockets, while Americans choose between insulin and rent. This is not abstract. Alex Smith was 26 years old. He aged off his parents' insurance, couldn't afford his own. His insulin cost $1,300 a month. He rationed it. He died alone in his apartment 1 month after his 26th birthday, from diabetic ketoacidosis, a completely preventable death, in the richest country in the history of human civilization, over a medicine that costs $6 to make. Alec is not alone. An estimated 1 in 4 American diabetics ration insulin because of cost. Rationing insulin is not cutting back. Rationing insulin is dying slowly, and doing the math on how long you can survive it.